Welcome back, everyone. It is time for Chapter 5, The Fortress on Brutal Difficulty. Now, you guys ever say something in a video, and then in retrospect, you realize that you said something completely stupid? Well, I had that with this chapter. Before I started with this project, I was convinced that Chapter 5 was going to be absolute hell on earth. And I'd never be able to do it, and it would be the point in the project that I think I would despair the most and would consider quitting. But that's not what happened when I did this chapter. The infamous water room that's at the end of this level was one of the hardest parts of my crushing playthrough. The first time I got through that sequence took me an hour and a half. On this recording run, all of the attempts combined took about 6 minutes. Yeah, it's true. I only died about 4 or 5 times trying to get through that sequence. The attempts where I didn't make it, I was brutalized right at the start. But once I got into cover and I was able to start shooting some people, it was perfectly fine. And it was absolutely no big deal whatsoever. As a matter of fact, I spent more time on the opening fight of this level that we're about to get to than I did on the rest of this chapter combined. I don't know why this was, but that's it. That's what happened. I don't know what to tell you. But after we rappel through this window, we're going to get to the first firefight of the level. And this is where you're introduced to the micro Uzi, I think it is. But we're not going to be using it, because I personally just like this handgun a lot more. Now my strategy for this opening fight is I'm going to sit here in this little archway, and I'm going to shoot people that are in front of me, and take my time and divide and conquer. You're going to get a couple Usain Bolts that try to come in here, but just one simple fist fight, take a shot, and he's down. Still can't believe that I managed to live. But this is a pretty safe position, all things considered. The only problem is that you're not going to be... Oh, God, not another one. Oh, yeah, I got him. Take another shot. The only problem is that you're not going to be able to take out the 2 guys that are over on the ledge up above us a bit to the left. I'm going to try to get myself in a better position to try to shoot them. Only problem is that they're little bitches and they like to hide out behind the palm trees and foliage or whatever, so you can't see them, which sucks. So we're going to put ourselves over here. This is a bit of a bad spot because if I go a bit too far to the right, it's very likely that I will get shot immediately and just die like this. This is not a good spot because there's another upper platform over to the left, and if enemies go over there, they can shoot me. Like, I think I'm going to rotate the camera over to the left pretty soon, and I'm going to see another dude over there. You may be able to see him. Or not. I could just be completely making it up. So I'm being extremely tentative. I'm not going out of cover and making myself just a huge target. Of course, this is really dangerous. I could very easily die right now. Come on, Chris. Come on. You got this. Where is he? Even in like the video playback, it's really hard for me to see them. So I can't imagine how the hell I managed to get through this the first time. Come on. I know he's up there, because I died to him like 8 times. And that's kind of the swan song of this playthrough. The only reason you're going to know half the things are where they are is because you died to them like 8 times. There he is. See? He's right up there. Earlier, when I was up against this right here, I could have been shot. See, like that. I could have died at any moment in that last bit. You just got to get that lucky run. And that's that's admittedly the mantra that's gotten me through this game is I just need to get that one lucky run where nothing bad happens. But after that dude's dead, we should be all set and ready to go. And we'll be able to progress up to the next fight. It's not going to be the fastest run through Chapter 5. We're not going to get that speedrun achievement, don't worry, people. I wish I could speedrun this game on Brutal. That would just be the most impressive thing in the world. But once you get up here, get behind this pillar, because there are going to be a few people up here, and if they shoot you, you're dead, and you have to do that entire first fight all over again, I believe. I'm not too sure, because when I got up here, this was the first time I made it. So as you can see, I'm being really cowardly and being like, oh man, cannot die now, must hit checkpoint, must live. But thankfully, once you get up here, to trigger your next checkpoint, all you gotta do is just go down into that little courtyard area that's right in front of us. There you go, there's your checkpoint. Congratulations. So we're just going to come up here, and we're going to get to the next fight. I like to hide over here on the left side. That way, I have a nice, good position of power that I can cover trick around, and it's all fine. You're going to get introduced to the fat enemies, and I hate these guys. They take more bullets than everybody else, which, on a fundamental level, I hate. I just don't like fat people in games in general. They always have way more health than everyone else, and I just do not like that whatsoever. Thankfully, if you headshot them, they die just as easily as everyone else, so at least there's that. I mean, the developers could have been real assholes and just given them like 8 times the amount of health that everybody else does. But something really cool is that, you can probably hear it right now, is that there's a mounted gun over on the left side. And the cool part about this is that I've never been killed by a mounted gun so far. Currently in the recording run, I'm on chapter 14, and I haven't died to a mounted gun yet. Their damage seems to be equivalent to crushing, which is kind of a blessing, because it means that you never really have to worry about them. They're the biggest bitches compared to all the other enemies. So you're completely fine against any scenario where there's a mounted gun. And I'm being really tentative here. You can probably see that I'm trying to go around, scrounge around for some ammo. However, there's one dude that's lying in wait as you try to go up the stairs to the second floor of this place. And I'm going to get shot by him. And the first time I came here, I died. But I knew he was here the second time, which is why I'm being really tentative. And you can see where I'm aiming, you know, all that stuff. But he comes from the left. That door right there that I was aiming at before. But I got him. So it's all good. Now all the enemies are dead. And we're completely safe up until we get to the area where we check out the parachute or whatever. But this chapter was not as hard as I thought it was going to be. None of the firefights took too long. Like I said, besides the first one at the start. That one was just strange because of bad positioning of enemies. But I got through it. So we're just going to come up here. And this next firefight also not too bad, because you're actually in a really safe spot right at the start. Now, if you're good, there are some explosive barrels right in front of the gate, and if you shoot them, you can maybe get 1 or 2 dudes as they're all coming out of that gate. So I like to shoot through these windows because the enemies, for whatever reason, seem to have somewhat of a difficult time shooting you through these windows. And this is a pretty good spot to shoot all of them from. Use explosive barrels to your advantage and get rid of them. There's also a revolver on the desk that you can use to shoot people, and I recommend using that for this fight because you're not really going to have too much of an opportunity to use it in the water room fight later on. Oh, at least I have the micro Uzi this time, that's nice. So we're just going to get rid of this dude. Man, the micro Uzi, I like it way more in Uncharted 2 than in Uncharted 1 because in terms of actual firing this weapon, I don't like it. It shoots a lot of bullets, and compared to a normal handgun, it's definitely a lot more versatile, but I just think it's really weak compared to the handgun. Since I typically aim for headshots, I miss with this thing a lot, and I feel like I waste bullets all the time. Like right then, I could have killed that dude with 1 handgun bullet, but no, I had to use like 7 Uzi bullets. But whatever. I pick up the revolver so that I can use the ammo trick so that when I pick up another dude's pistol, I just get an immediate full clip of ammunition. But coming up is the sequence that all of you probably clicked the video to see, and I wish I could tell you a horror story that I had, but if I'm being perfectly honest, I didn't think this room was that bad. And I'm going to tell you guys a little story, actually. I recorded this game in sessions. I did chapters 1 through 4 in one session. And then I stopped playing for the day. Then a YouTuber that I watch pretty frequently, who's also doing Uncharted Brutal, named the Seraphim17, posted on his Twitter that he was doing the water room. And he got past it in like 3 tries, I think, on crushing. And on Brutal, it took him like maybe 4 or 5. And I'm like, how the hell did he manage to do this? Like, how? This room took me like an hour and a half on crushing. There's no way I could possibly get past it. But then when I actually did it, just his tweet about him getting past it instilled me the confidence that it could be done. And that's the struggle of this difficulty. It's a difficulty that's designed to make you quit. But if you can persevere, you'll get through it. So, ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the water room. The biggest trick to making this room work is that the moment you kill that dude on the ground, all the remaining enemies are going to spawn, or at least that's what it seemed to do on my runs. So what I like to do is typically I take out the 2 dudes on the rafters first, and then the dude that's on the bottom. Then I should have run over to the right side, but I'm kind of stuck in a bad spot. So I'm going to use my grenades, I'm going to give myself an opening. The moment that you have an opening, or at least a very slight breather in the enemies, you need to run over to the right side immediately. So just get out of cover and run your ass all the way over here. From this position, you're going to take out all the remaining enemies because you're in a very good position of power in order to be able to do so. All the enemies are going to be right in front of you, as you can see. So I threw myself a cheeky grenade to try to kill some of them, which naturally, of course, I miss. So it's just something I have to live with. That's an example of a grenade that should have killed me if this was any other game, but because the grenades in Uncharted are fair, you can actually tank a hit from them even if they're relatively close to you. So I'm just going to bide my time, blow that dude up with his own grenade. I give that an 8.3. It was really good. But now from here, there should be one more dude left, I think. Or not, no. This is the last wave. So there's going to be 2 fat guys, both of which that have shotguns. So once you hear them fire, pop up and aim, and shoot them in the face. How I missed that dude like 4 times, I have no idea. But there you go. That's it. That is one of the most notoriously difficult rooms in the game. And I got that done in about 6 minutes. In my actual run. This run was about a minute and a half. But look how easy that was. I thought I was going to be there for like 2 days and this project was going to get delayed. But I wasn't. Everything was fine. The moral of the story is that brutal difficulty is designed to make you either not want to do it, in which case you've already lost, or it makes you think that you can't do it at some point, which will also make you quit. I assure you all watching at home that beating this game on brutal difficulty is challenging, yes, but it's doable. You can do this game if you can get past this room. Not because of the fact that I think this is the most challenging firefight in the game, but because this is the point where you think to yourself, I'm going to quit because I don't think I can do this room. And in the grand scheme of things, I think conquering a psychological foe is more valuable than conquering an actual challenging enemy. That was just a terrible jump. I should not have screwed up that jump as bad as I did. But regardless, brutal difficulty is all about conquering the fear that you can't do it. But if you can persevere, I guarantee you will get through this game on brutal. And that's why I think that this is the chapter that will ultimately determine if you can do it or not. Because this is the first real psychological point where you go, wow, I just got past that really hard firefight. Surely nothing else in the game can defeat me. So we're just going to open up these 2 gates. We're going to open up the flood. That way we can get up to the next chapter. I'd like to thank all y'all for watching and sticking around. Hopefully this video instills you with the confidence that you too can also be brutal if you happen to be playing along. But regardless, I wish you guys all a fantastic day, and God bless.